Hey there, how are you today? I hope you are having a fantastic day. I wanted to speak to you a little bit about the benefits of hypnotherapy and how it can help you in your healing journey. If you're like me, you might be raising your eyebrows and wondering, well, I don't know about that hypnotherapy. I don't know that I want to be hypnotized. And I can completely relate. When I first started my journey in hypnotherapy, I wasn't so sure about it. And I knew that if I wanted to pursue hypnotherapy, I needed to be comfortable with the person practicing the techniques. And I didn't know if there was anything sinister involved. I didn't know that I wanted to relinquish my mind over to someone else to mess with my mind. And so I made sure as I explored this therapy that I was completely comfortable with it before bringing it to my practice. And so what is hypnotherapy? So hypnotherapy is a means of relaxing the body and relaxing the mind and affecting the programming of the subconscious mind. Some people call it unconscious. There's different degrees of what we're dealing with, but in my practice, we like to keep it simple, so we say subconscious. The part of your mind that controls what you do when you don't have to think about it. So for example, if you're driving into work or driving to school and you get in the car and you're not having to think about, oh, that is a stop sign, and this is how I press the brake on my car, and this is how I use the turn signal, and I turn on the music, and I turn on the air conditioning, or I turn it off, or I turn it down. This is the part of the mind that operates for us without having to consciously make decisions. And like it or not, we are all hypnotized every single day. We operate under hypnosis, under the process of the subconscious mind really running the show. And so what we can do with the subconscious mind is we can start looking at it and seeing if what the programming is in our mind is really what we actually want for our lives. Do we want to be running on a program that has negative talk? Do we want to be on a program that believes that healing is impossible? Do we want to be on a program that says I'll never get out of this dead-end job? And do we want to be on a program that says that life is hard all the time? Or do we want to be working on a program that says life is good and I can do this and God is for me and my life is amazing and things are going for my highest good and everything that is happening to me is holy and ordained by God and it's wonderful? So what kind of narrative are we having? And as someone who is a follower of Jesus, I think this is very much in alignment with his gospel. And I can explain to you why. And I'm sure there are some people that would like to argue, and I'm not about that. So I'm really not interested in that. But I know that Jesus was about affirming his divinity. He was about confirming faith. And he was showing that by belief and by faith and by having vision, that everything that he was here to do, he was able to accomplish. In essence, the programming that he had in him, he knew what he was about. He knew why he was here, and he knew that he had the power to heal, and that we too can heal because we follow him. And so as a Christian who practices hypnotherapy, I think this is fully in alignment with his teachings. If you'd like to debate that, we can have a discovery call and talk about it all you want. But so I just believe that if we rewrite the programming according to his words and according to our faith, that we can really find amazing and divine healing. A lot of this comes by rewriting the program, because if you're like me, I know a lot of you have been raised with a lot of beliefs, and a lot of times these beliefs are not things that we necessarily agree with, but we just happen to be exposed to them. We happen to be exposed to radio and television and programming that was written by people that, if we really knew what they thought and believed, I don't know that we would really approve of the programming that they placed in our minds and bodies. So what does a session look like with me? So if you sign up for a session with me, what happens is first we'll do a discovery call, make sure we're a good fit to work together, and then I'll send you some intake forms if we are, and we'll reserve the appointment with a credit card on file. And then the intake forms that I send you will ask you some questions. What are your goals? What do you want in life? What's working for you? What isn't working for you? And I invite you to look into the elements of your life that are very, very specific, such as your physical health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, your financial goals, your relationship goals. What do you want in life? What's working and what isn't? And we begin there. And then when you come in to visit with me, what we do is we talk through everything that is that you want, and we write a script. And when I say a script, I mean that quite literally. I have my computer open and we draft out what it is that you want, being very, very careful to use words that are supportive of your goals. We're not going to use words that indicate that you can't do something, but words that indicate that you absolutely can do things, and we work with faith. And so we write a script, and then what we do is we have you close your eyes and we walk through a really beautiful relaxation exercise where I just simply invite you to relax. We relax. In many cases, it's progressive muscle relaxation, where we talk you through relaxing from the top of your head to the bottom of your toes. And then we go into a beautiful place, and this is a place that you see in your imagination. It's not a place that I can see, but perhaps we describe it and I ask you questions, and as we're going there, you are able to see what you see. And from there, I recite the script. And this is the really cool part, because depending on how much time we have or how long the script is, we're able to recite the script a few times, making sure that it's exactly what you want to have in your subconscious programming. I read it, I recite it, and we use all the time that we have. And then what I do is I bring you back out of deep relaxation very slowly and gently, bring you back to the present. And from there, what we do is I give you a recording. I record the whole thing. You can take this recording home, and then I encourage you to listen to the recording as often as you need, whether that's daily, multiple times a day, multiple times a week. It's totally up to you what your health needs are, what your goals are. I've had really great success with clients who listen to it at least once a day, sometimes twice, and they've seen remarkable improvements in things that they were working toward. And so highly recommend that. And then I also give you a copy of the script. I email you the script, and I encourage you to read it prior to bed and immediately upon awaking. We know that these are impressionable times, right before sleep and right upon awaking, where the subconscious mind is still kind of connected to dreamland, and it's in a beautiful place, and it's in a reformative place, it's regenerating. And this is the time where the mind is really absorbed. It absorbs a lot. And so by reading the script before bed and upon awakening, we can reinforce the work that we did in the session. It's a remarkable thing. I love hypnotherapy, especially when done by somebody that I trust. And it really has the power to shape and improve our lives. Even if you don't do a session, there's so many ways you can do this in your own life. You can write your own script. You can write what you want. There are ways to make your script better. You want to talk to the brain in a way that it is reinforcing what you want and not reinforcing what you don't want. And there's some tips and tricks about this, which I won't talk about right here, but we could talk about in your session on how to write scripts that are for your best benefit, that don't trick or confuse the mind. There's actually a lot of programming that happens that is quite confusing to the mind. And so we want to do it in a way that is enforcing what you want, not what you don't want, what you want. So if you have any questions, or if this sounds interesting to you, please go to my website, sign yourself up for a discovery call. We can talk a few minutes about if this is a good fit for you. And if not, that's totally okay. But if it is, we can go ahead and proceed to get you booked and signed up and scheduled. The first hypnotherapy session usually takes about 2 hours. That gives us plenty of time to really get to know you and what your needs are, and make a script that's really pertinent to you and make it perfect just for your needs. And follow-up sessions can be shorter. Once we really know what you're going for, we can edit it, make it shorter, improve upon it, be more specific. The more specific, the better. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out, give me a call, or drop me a message on my website, schedule a discovery call, and I'm happy to answer all of your questions as best I can. I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching.